guys, thanks for joining me on this episode. I'm so excited for my guest on my 5th episode, Crystal. She is a fitness phenom and she is going to share her journey and just tell us a little bit about how and why she got started in fitness. But Crystal, thank you for joining me on Flight of Fancy.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Yes. So how are you doing today?
I'm doing well, I must
Awesome.
say. So for a Monday.
Yeah, exactly. I know that feeling. So Crystal, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. I'm originally from New Bern, North Carolina, and I moved to Greenville, which is in North Carolina, to attend ECU, which is East Carolina University, where I played college basketball. I graduated from there with a degree in health and human performance. My concentration was recreation therapy, with further concentration in rehabilitation. I established my fitness business in 2012, and the services that I offer, they kind of range from boot camps to mobile personal training. Also do online training and other group trainings, virtual training, contest prep, and things like that. So my experience, or should I say my passion, started to develop when I was in college. Passion for health and fitness, and from then on, I kind of stayed with things, always working out, trying to help individuals, giving ideas and tips to those who would inquire, and I found out that I really loved it, and I think I actually found my purpose.
So I know a lot of times when we get into, doing a business or anything like that, sometimes it is accidental, but like you said, you think you found your purpose. So you said you played college basketball.
Yeah,
So,
I did.
So tell us a little bit about your experience playing there at ECU.
Let's see, I played under two great coaches. Ann Donovan was one, and Coach D. Gibson was the other. And playing for them, I can tell you that what I took away from the sport was the discipline itself, being dedicated, being responsible. All those things stuck with me. So everything that I had to display on the court is great that it actually followed me off of the court. I can tell you that those strong points and characteristics actually helped me with not only starting my business, but building my business. And of course, helping me with knowing how to relate to others. It helps me build a rapport with others. It helps me display to my clients what it takes to be successful. So the same things that I was taught, like no excuses, get it done, those are the same things that I implement with my programming. And I try to help my clients become a little bit more disciplined, dedicated, and devoted to show some resilience when it comes to exercising or fitness goals or life goals themselves. So I see a parallel in my life between my experience with sports and college basketball, even back to high school basketball, to life itself. So to me, they're kind of one and the same.
Yes, I agree. As a former athlete myself, I played softball. I did do 1 year of basketball, but it was just a lot, with, maintaining grades, assignments, and all of that. So it was necessary for me to take a step back and, stick to one sport. Sometimes you think you're able to do it all, especially like in high school, if you did multiple sports as I did, but college, it is definitely a different animal. So
It is.
I can truly relate to that whole mentality of, kind of suck it up and get it done. So yes, I sometimes implement that a little bit with my athletes that I coach. Right now, I do have a 14U travel team. So it's just different for them, getting them used to the competition that they have to play and the extra steps and the extra mile that they have to take outside of practice. So I can totally relate to that aspect with basketball and the softball as well.
Yeah, it is different. Well, I can say different, but the same. You become a tyrant kind of, and some people call me tough and hard and all that good stuff. But I give it to what life gives them, and if they can get through me and they can get past me and they can basically conquer anything that I give them, then I tell them that, hey, you can conquer everything else outside of it. Outside in life. If we can do this in the field when we're having boot camp, that means that when you leave this field, they should be able to do absolutely everything. I'll try to empower people to feel like they can conquer the world. And that's how you kind of got to feel when you're running suicides and you're, just doing down and backs. And when you're in the weight room, when you're getting your butt kicked in college sports, you feel that way. Like,
yes.
Yeah, but when you finish, you get it done and you get on the court and you win those games, it's all worth it.
Absolutely. I agree 100%. Yeah. Like during it, it's like, why is coach making us do this? Like, what more suicide? Are you kidding me? Or one more lap. Like, it's just like, I can't do anymore. But yeah, definitely being able to push yourself beyond your potential is key, I feel like, with anything. So definitely with the sports, we have learned, different life lessons, and we know what it's like to be successful, and we also know what it feels like to fail. So, I do think it helps prepare us mentally a little more, once we hit that real world. But, how you said you were pretty tough on your clients and things like that. So if somebody was struggling, like what are some goals or tips that you would do to push them through the workout and, more importantly, have them come back to see you?
Come back to see me, right? Well, if somebody is struggling, try to ensure them or reassure them that they can do it. I'm a person that wants to empower someone, not build them up, not tear them down. I make sure that I don't give anyone anything that I don't feel that they can do. Sometimes I have more belief in them than they have in themselves. So if I have a client and she is on her, say we have 12 reps total and she's on her 8th one and she can't do it, then my words, I'm there. I'm your biggest cheerleader. I'm going to encourage you, motivate you. I'm going to get your eyes off of the actual exercise itself, and I want you just to zoom in and get it done. Don't worry about the weight. Don't worry about anything. Don't get the negative aspects out of your head. Get those voices out. No negativity, only positive energy here. And I want you to literally focus on me. I'm telling you to do it. I'm telling you to push. And then I want you to kind of absorb that energy and you tell yourself that. I can do this. I can do this. I can push this. And literally, it's amazing how well clients do with having someone cheer them on, with having a little bit of support, with having someone in their corner. We all go through times in which we struggle. Yeah, it can be hard. We can be right there at the end. Even in school, you know that. You can be right there at the end. Hey, you got assignments to submit. But you have to just a little bit further, just a little bit harder. Don't give up.
Absolutely.
And ideally, though, that's what I do.
Because a lot of times we do want to just give up, but and like you said, it truly is sometimes when we're right there at the point of success. So, why do you think that might happen? Like, what do you think could attribute to that?
A lot of times it's often distractions. We lose focus of our goals and what we want to do in life. A lot of times it's just hard, period. It's tough. Things that you may want or things that you may want to obtain, goals that you may want to accomplish, the process can be tough, period.
Right.
And it's hard to trust it sometimes. It's sometimes the easiest thing, or most of the times the easiest thing to do is give up. But you don't get anywhere that way. Issues, the situations that be going on around us, and when we lose focus, we tend to lose our strength. We tend to lose our faith. When you kind of lose focus on your desires and your dreams and your goals, being distracted by other things, you kind of start to zoom in on the difficult, start to zoom in on the pain. But if
right.
you were to, when you begin to ignore the pain, and you push past it, you realize that you're in more control than you know. You grab hold of your faith. You grab and refocus and kind of zoom in on your goals and what you want to achieve. Then you start to find a new strength, a newborn strength to actually be able to push through. like I said, I've been there. I know how it feels. I haven't gotten where I am, and the road hasn't been easy from just literally stopping and quitting. And that
Right.
I had to literally keep going and keep pushing. And I want more, but I know that, even in wanting more, the pain's going to come. The tough days are going to come. Difficulty's going to come. Same thing with exercise. You feel me? You know about
I do, because I know in my journey, it's been up and down, like start going 100% and then like, slowly on the decline. And then it's just like obsolete, like no more workout, no nothing. Then you start eating crazy and then it's like, oh shoot, I need to get back on my grind, but, so I definitely know. And right now, I know when we talked, a couple weeks ago, my back is still not where it should be, so I need to really go see somebody about that. So if anybody is like going through small injuries or anything like that, what are some things that you do to try to help get them around that so they're still, getting after it? Because, sometimes an injury can really mess with your mind a little bit. So are there things there that you maybe modify or have modification plans to help with any injuries that they may sustain during physical fitness?
Yeah, absolutely. Modifications may be necessary for individuals that are just starting a program, maybe previous injury or previous surgery or something that they had. But if anyone has an injury and they're training, or I'm training them, make the modification, or I, of course, make sure that I avoid training that body part, just to allow it time to rest and heal. If it's extremely severe, saying that, hey, maybe someone pulled a muscle somewhere, and we know that we're not going to work that muscle until they're cleared by their physician, that I can actually begin to apply a little bit more resistance to the area. The idea is the first thing is to do no harm. And I want to be able to rehabilitate you while training you, if at all possible, and keep you on track and making sure that your nutrition plan is being followed appropriately. If you're having a decrease in exercise or physical activity, then we might need to change up what you're eating and switch what you're having. It might mean less carbohydrates for you because you're not having such an intense workout. Still making sure that your proteins are there and your fats are there. So there are a variety of different things. That's why program design is so important. And that's why also it's important for people to realize that everybody is different, because you put two people side by side and their bodies could be going through different things. One could be injured, one not. One could have something, one could have maybe an imbalance in hormones and the other could not. One could have a more stressful life, one could not. The modifications are necessary because you want to make sure that you're able to customize and personalize any plan, whether it's exercise or nutrition, to the particular person.
What is the lifespan of a personal trainer or anyone that's starting to build a fitness business?
Statistics show that the lifespan of a personal trainer is really about 2 years. And that's not being in a big box gym. I personally have never trained in a big box gym, for many reasons. Because you really have to pretty much, you cater your services to that gym, and they get such a huge benefit from your service. You have to, kick out so much money. Being a personal trainer is hard, very hard, because clients come, clients go. Some clients stay committed, some don't. And I have never, not training in a big box gym and always being on my own. Have been blessed enough to have done this now for 7 years. And I've done this 7 years with having a 100% full book and with individuals waiting. So my 7 years, as I say, is, a blessing, because lifespan of a trainer that long on their own, not heard of.
What do you think your keys to success are? Why do you think you've gone or have been in the business as long as you have been?
I would probably say my approach to training is different. I'm just not your typical trainer, and I kind of thrive off of that. because I want to make a bigger impact in the lives of my clients. I don't just talk to my clients on training days. I contact my clients every day, even past clients. I let them know that they're not on the journey alone. I try to build a connection with them in a relationship so that their goals become my goals, and I do anything that I can to help them achieve what goals they have set. So that might mean making sure that I'm there for them emotionally, helping them get through a mentally tough day. Of course, encouraging them with the physical aspect of it, helping them with the nutrition part, and being, understanding they're human. None of them have a perfect day. None of them have a perfect life. Life is stressful. And so I look at it for what it really is. Some clients it could be a session where a client just needs to talk. And that's totally understandable, because if I don't have their mind, I'm not going to have their body.
True. Yeah.
And many of us just want an unbiased ear to hear us out, because in essence, most of the weight that a lot of people put on is attributed to what they're going through emotionally and mentally. So people stress eat, or people undereat. People don't move, become depressed, want to just sit down and not move around. There's no motivation, there's no encouragement. So I take that to heart to try to understand the life of a client, and just life, period. That kind of goes where I see where those dimensions actually are pretty much one and the same. I don't think that you can train a person effectively without trying to make sure that you have a good understanding of where they are mentally and emotionally. I think they all have to go together. A train the mind, train the body is something that I say. So if I take the time out to, learn my clients, talk with my clients, get to know my clients, and give them a safe place, let them know they're safe with me, with whether it's what they're doing or what they're saying, I think that helps not only build a relationship, but I think it helps build my business. That's not what normal trainers do. Trainers usually, they give you your 30 minutes if that's what you pay for. They come, they give you your warm up, you have your primary exercises, you have your cool down. Okay, I see you when I see you. Right. Next session. That's usually how it goes. You're in and out. You're just a number. But my clients aren't just a number for me. I love my clients. I try to make sure that they know that I care about them, and I try to give them everything that they could possibly need to be successful.
Yeah, and I feel you on that, because I was, scrolling through Facebook on your page, and just like some of the clients of your either current or past that you've had, they have amazing reviews for you. And I just recall one guy saying, if you want to get yourself in the right state, please go see Crystal, because she definitely works me. She's got me on this plan and everything. And, the comments that come through, it's good to see that, for you as for a trainer, but, just outside people looking at it, it makes you want to learn more about you and the services that you provide. So I definitely feel like having that mental connection with your clients is, something that you have to build. And again, that does build that trust with them. And so I can see why they would definitely want to keep coming back and training with you, no matter how hard you push them.
Well, thank you. Yeah, we have, clients and I have a love-hate relationship, so to speak.
Right. I can understand that. Yes, because I do private lessons, for softball and all of that. So I just tell the girls that I come in contact with, I'm just like, what's your favorite song, or like a color or something that's not softball related? Because as you know, with any sport or anything we do, it's more than the game. You know what I mean? So that's just something I always try to preach and tell them. So just to get their mind, if they have to reset or refocus, just think of this, to reset your mind. Because that's one thing I'm trying to work on with my team, as well as any clients that I have that come through to do lessons with me. It's just like, you gotta think beyond the sport, take the lessons, but when I'm coaching, everything is just more about the mental process and getting you there so you can overcome a mistake or whatever the case may be. So, they're young, but, if I can start them now, they'll be better in the long run.
Absolutely, absolutely. Sound like you're doing a good job.
I'm trying. Thank you. So on that same note about, the mental and all of that good stuff, who are some people that have influenced you or who inspire you to keep on your journey for the fitness business?
You know what? Every client that I've had has had an impact on my life, and I think they more than they would ever know. My clients inspire me to keep going as far as just fitness. A client that loses 20 pounds is just as much important as the client that lost 100 pounds with me, and they're I back that up. I consider it a privilege to train anyone. So the trust that they have in me and allow me to help change their lives, I feel like that in itself inspires me to keep going, to keep taking steps to try to change the lives of others, to hang in there when it gets tough, those long days and long nights. Keep going and keep pushing. Training is more rewarding to me personally as a person for my growth and my character, my morals and my values, than any amount of money that I could possibly make for it, from doing it. I love it. It's a passion. I often refer to it as a ministry, as something that I'm supposed to be doing. My reward is being able to see them accomplish goals, to know that someone can now walk through an airport without getting tired, to know that someone can now, instead of walking by Victoria's Secrets, can now go inside and feel comfortable about buying something out of Victoria's Secrets, to know that someone doesn't get tired when they're going up their steps, to know that, hey, someone crossed their legs today for the first time in quite a long time and they want to text me to tell me about it. So it's those things that keep me going. It's when somebody actually says, I had a great day today. I feel wonderful. I feel good. I feel energetic. That's my reward. When the doctor says you don't have to take this medication anymore because you're in such better shape, that's my reward. So that reward keeps me going. It keeps me like so high on days when I sometimes feel low. Right. It starts my morning off great when a client texts me and lets me know what they've done. When they're so in tune with improving their lives and making strides and are so optimistic, that's rewarding to me. So that keeps me going. That lets me know that you're in your element, Chris. You want to change lives, and that's exactly what you're doing, whether you know it or not. Either on the outside or the inside. So my clients, every last one, has inspired me.
Yeah, that is, like just being able to help someone, better themselves, and, it really does keep you motivated as well. So I definitely relate to that in that sense, because I love seeing the progress in the kids that I coach right now. Right now we're not having the best season. So, but a couple years ago, we probably would be a lot worse than where we are right now. So, sometimes I have to look at the good things and take those and put those into perspective when it comes to making certain plays or hitting the ball more consistently or even further. My previous tournament, I had one of my kids, she almost hit the ball out. And before, she was kind of just hitting more like grounders and all that good stuff. So, just seeing her like just coming out of her shoes, just hitting the ball is like really exciting and amazing. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
yeah, I get it. I scream and yell when my clients do stuff, when they do outrageous stuff. I'm like, yeah, you. And they look at me like I'm crazy. crazy. And I said, I don't care.
Right.
I'm your biggest cheerleader. I'm your biggest cheerleader. And it's like, but they get it too.
Yes.
I want them to celebrate their small victories. They get it too. If you're better than where you started, you got one rep more than you got before. It's great. It's progress. It's progress. Yeah, you know, the goal is progress, not perfection.
Right. Lord knows. Are there any books or any podcasts that you're currently interested in right now?
As far as books, I just got finished finished up Abundance Now by Lisa Nichols. It was a phenomenal book. It was a great read. I would suggest you read it slowly if you did pick it up. It has some wonderful tools that you can actually implement into your life, affirmations, things of that nature, and things to keep you empowered. Make sure that you stand on the right track and have the right people around you. And I picked up a book that I'm currently reading. It's by David Swenson. It's Unconventional Success. I think it's called A Fundamental Approach to Personal Investment. I'm picking that up because I'm trying to find, of course, new avenues to prepare for my future. So I had a nephew who suggested this book to me. And so I'm picking it up to learn a little bit more about the approach to personal investment and diversity when it comes to your portfolio and management and things of that nature. So I try to be a little bit well-rounded, I guess you can say.
To go back to the other book, you said Abundance Now was the
Yes.
book that you just finished?
Yes, awesome.
Yeah, so when you said the piece about affirmations, I definitely do that myself. Cause,
Do you really?
In my bathroom right now, you know, I have a list of goals and things that I want to complete, and, you know, I have them on a sticky note, so it forces me to see that every morning, you know, while I'm getting ready, getting in the shower, getting out of the shower, you know, like getting ready for work or whatever the case may be. So, you know, it's definitely good to see your goals and then just like also having like random quotes around too, or just, you know, just that self-talk, honestly.
Yes. You know, being able to, you know, envision yourself achieving your goals and seeing things and, you know, being able to take a moment to meditate just for yourself. Like you said, self-care, and empower yourself, encourage yourself. You got, well, you know, what do you say? You got to claim it. You got to claim it. You got to claim it. Own it. Take it. Take hold of it. You know, begin and let it sink down in your soul. You got to believe it.
What pushed you to start?
What pushed me to start, believe it or not, I was riding down the road with a friend. We were traveling, and we were going out of town. And people, well, she was one that said, "You're good at everything. You good at a little bit of this and a little bit of that. You good at this, that." She's like, "But where do your life goes? What do you want to do? You know, you have desires or dreams." And crazy, I was like, train. She's like, "What do you mean train?" I was like, "Personal training." And she's like, "Really?" I said, "Yeah, but I want to be like a different trainer. You know, I want to be mobile. I want to go to people's house. I want to empower them, make them feel like they can do absolutely anything. I want to turn them into superheroes."
Right.
And the crazy thing about it was, she said, "You can do it." And that was all it took. She listened to me talk more and more about it, and she saw how excited I got about it. And a week later, believe it or not, I did some research about certification opportunities. I registered. After I registered, I received material. I studied. I went sometime later, sat for the exam. And I sat for the exam, I think it was September 2011. I passed, and I opened Elite in, June 10th, 2012. And the first thing I did was hold a boot camp. And I held a boot camp, and I had about 12 people. We had jugs of water for weights. People never looked at jugs of water the same again.
Right.
I eventually brought out tires, and it just grew. So I grew from like one boot camp with like 12 people to, you know, the next boot camp having 30, to actually the next boot camp being 2 boot camps back to back, one, and both of them having 30 people in it. So it's 60 people being trained in one day.
Mm-hmm.
So did I envision all of that? No, but what I did envision was me being able to help people. That was what I did envision. I didn't know that I was going to have the impact on some people's lives the way that I have. that kind of let me know that it was a God-given appointment, that I was supposed to start Elite. It was something that I truly was supposed to do because it offered me the opportunity to impact the lives of so many people, and also encouraged me to influence and impact the lives of so many more. Because when I impact my clients' life, I impact their families, I impact their friends, I impact strangers. Elite allows me to do all that. So when I train a kid's mom, that mom goes back and cooks well and makes, cooks better food for the kid. The kid's now being inspired because my client said, now my people in my house are eating my food. I said, that's a good thing.
Right.
Because you're making them healthier, So, I never thought about the domino effect or the extended reach until later on. Like when you're not just touching the people's lives that you're training, you're touching the people's lives who are touching other people's lives or who come in contact with them. And it just spread, and my desire to do more just intensified. It just went crazy. I want to do more. I had this one client who actually motivated me more than she knew. She was my first client that lost over 100 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah, it was suggested to her that she have surgery. And when the doctor suggested that to her, she called me. And she said, that's going to be the absolute last thing that she does. She said, I want to lose 100 pounds. Here's the thing. The kicker is the client didn't believe that she could do it. She made a phone call, but she didn't believe she could do it. It was only pounds in. You think about 40, 50 pounds, and she was like, I can do this. And I'm looking at her like, yes, you can. And seeing her push, and for her to change and her to go from a person that could barely run to a person that became a better runner than I. We worked out, and she lost her 100 plus pounds in her living room and in her front parking lot. So that, she doesn't know how much that inspired me, but I'm saying I'm taking God-given talent and tools and gifts, and I'm actually letting somebody else eat the fruit of this and reap the reward from this. And this is inspiring. I can do this for her. I can do this for someone else. And I can do this for this person. Or I can do this for these people. And that's what motivates me. It's like the ability to be able to serve other people in such a capacity that it positively influences them. And it's able to reach out to other parts of the city, other parts of the state, other parts of the country. Even, doing online training and virtual training allows me to train people all over the world. From Kingston to Kuwait.
Right.
It's awesome. So my dream in itself is coming true right before my eyes.
Now, I know you train a lot, just for you and then being there with your clients. You might be doing reps with them or doing small things here and there. But how do you relax or rest or reset? Like, what are things that you do?
Believe it or not, work it out. The irony of that, it's like the gym is like sugar to me. It just makes me so high. I love the gym. I love working out. I love working out at home. I have like so much equipment. But I like working out. It allows me to release tension, to kind of clear my mind. Other than that, I like to read. I like to research various things. I watch a little TV here and there. I'm a music person, so I love music. Music is something that actually helps me relax.
So what's on your playlist? What's on your rotation for a playlist?
Okay, so if I'm in the gym, I got a little Meek Mills, I got a little Rick Ross. Yeah, I'll take it back. I got a little J. Cole, but I love Anita Baker. She helps me relax. I love Luther Vandross. She helps me relax. But then I go back to that Jill Scott. Jill is good. I absolutely adore Maxwell, so he's always in the rotation somewhere. I'm not a trappy person, so to speak, but there are a couple beats that I kind of zone out to, but my music range can be something. I listen to jazz. I'm a big jazz person. I like Boney James, so it could be all over the place. It's all about how, what kind of mood I'm seeking. If I'm seeking to be energetic and, relax from that, or if I'm seeking to really bring it down a notch, and I'll, just sit back and let Luther kind of sing to me while I'm.
I feel that. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel you on the moods, but like for me, like if I'm running on the treadmill or just running outside or something, I gotta have that trap music. I gotta have it. Like, I don't know, it just keeps me like going, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Weight training, it varies, it just depends. For me, I'll probably throw on like some real hardcore like rock metal type stuff, especially
Oh,
when I'm
really?
listening. That like really gets me going, so that's pretty dope for me. But just like you said, I'm kind of all over the place with my music, so maybe like the slow jams will be for sure for my cool down.
Do you like Jeezy? You like Jeezy? I like Jeezy.
Yeah, he's
like
pretty
Jeezy?
cool. Yeah,
I like Jeezy. Jeezy gets me hype if I'm lifting.
Okay.
Yeah, he's the one that kind of sets me off. I go a little crazy in the gym, start bouncing around, dancing. People
Right.
think it's funny. Yeah.
And I can't never go wrong with Lil Jon. He's the king of crunk, so I gotta have some songs in there with Lil Jon. So it just
Whatever
depends,
works.
like you said, on the mood, really. So what advice would you give someone who's listening right now, or anyone who might be thinking of starting a business, and of course more specifically a fitness business?
I can tell you that I don't care whatever business that you're starting, you gotta keep God first. You probably want to consult with them. It's a hard decision to make. It's not just starting a business and keeping a business. It's going to be a hard decision to make every day. If you start a business, you're getting up every single day, and you have to give it your all in all, everything that's in you to not only start it but to keep it going. So I would tell anybody, keep God first and make sure you consult with Him, because you want to make sure that you're doing something that you feel like He's going to bless. I think that He looks at it's His responsibility to bless you with what it is that He's had you do. You do something outside of what He wants you to do, it's not His responsibility to bless that. You get what I'm saying? So most of the times we start to do things that we shouldn't really be doing. We kind of out of our lane, the lane that God sets for us. We find ourselves doing too much,
Right.
not getting anything out of it. It just won't go right. That's a lot of the things, because sometimes we're not doing the thing that we're supposed to be doing, and we didn't get in consult with God about it. But aside from that, I can say that being an entrepreneur, the days are going to be long. If in life your days are going to be long, what I can recommend you do is just never give up. Even though there are going to be days that you do feel like giving up, just never give up. When you feel like the weight of the world is on your shoulders, it just very well may be. I'm going to tell you to push it off. Try your best to push it off. When nothing seems to go right, when you feel as if you can't catch a break, your faith is going to probably be the only thing that gets you through. Because there's some things that your strength is not going to be able to get you through. Your natural strength won't be able to touch. That's why that's when I say you're going to rely on the strength or the faith that you have, the strength of the Lord, to be able to get you through that. I'm a business owner, and as a business owner, I can tell you that sometimes oftentimes it gets tough. Not sometimes, oftentimes it gets tough. And though you may be living your dream, sometimes you may even ask yourself, is your dream worth it? That's when you have the negative thoughts in your head. And when having those negative thoughts, you have to go back to your faith. You got to go back to those promises that God actually set forth and put forth for you. You got to go back to what He told you. Don't worry about what you see. Just remember what He said. That's the stuff that gets you through. It's like the distractions. That's where it goes to exercise. We get distracted. We get distracted. And so when you get distracted, you start going left field. You start going in the wrong direction. Negative area. Your energy is so low. It's where it's not supposed to be. Same thing with life. Same thing with business. You got to make sure that you think that you know what you want. You're committed to it, regardless of the bad days, and you're going to own it. Own your business, own your craft, whatever your gifts are, your talents are. Aim to be the best at whatever it is that you're doing, and remain committed. Because because your devotion to whatever it is that you do and whatever you label as just, as being successful is everything. Because it's really all on you. It's not on your parents. It's not on your spouse. It's not on your friends. It's all on you. So own it. Own it. Own your thoughts. Own your goals. Own your dreams. Own your faith. And go out and simply do it. Whatever it is, just do it.
Yeah, that was some knowledge drop right there. So, I was just sitting here just listening, taking it in and all of that. So, when you make that leap and think about going into being an entrepreneur, the first thing is, okay, what can I do? Or what should I do? More or less. For me, I kind of fell into it, but also knew I still want to just be a business owner. I'm, again, still working the 9-to-5 life on top of doing the softball team and, doing whatever else there is out there that I want to put my hands on. So,
go for it. Go for it.
Slowly but surely it's coming to fruition. I can say that.
Go for it. Go for it. Try it. Try it. Try your best to live a life without regrets. You try it. It could work. It could not work, but what if it does?
Absolutely. Yeah.
It could fail, but what if it doesn't?
Right. It is hard sometimes to stay 100% committed. So try to make small goals myself, and just try to reach those to help get me to the bigger goal of what I want to create or build. Like I say in a lot of my posts, just trying to build my own legacy.
You sound like a good trainer. You should personally train.
I should. Maybe we'll have to talk after this. Well, with that, do you have other trainers under your business, or is it solely Crystal is the go-to numero uno trainer?
I am the go-to numero uno. I'm the owner and operator, even with all the various things I do. So online, virtual, boot camps, personal training, contest prep, is me. I do mentor some people, which I do not mind doing, because I think, hey, I like to pass on knowledge if I have it. Of course, if I can help someone and enlighten them. I have, from training 2 people, they were encouraged to actually go and get fitness certifications and training certifications themselves. So to me, that's absolutely awesome. That I to be able to represent the industry so well that somebody else wants to go and do it. To be a pretty decent face for the industry, that somebody else wants to somehow get involved, for them to have had such a great experience that they themselves want to now get into it. I find that commendable and something to be proud of.
Well, during your journey, have you come across any? I know you have a lot of successes. We've definitely talked about those, but you can definitely elaborate on any that we have not touched on. But during this process, what struggles and successes have come your way?
Let's see. Struggles. Hey, at one time I thought about quitting. I thought about walking away. Yeah, I thought about walking away from my passion because it required so much of myself. You're looking at a person that was working maybe 13, 15 hours every day, barely getting enough sleep, so involved, dedicated. Yes, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I'm holding this boot camp, for kidney disease. I'm holding this one to bring awareness to breast cancer. I'm holding this drive. I want to take Coach. Come on, team, let's take Coach to the Salvation Army, or let's raise, no fee for this camp. We're going to, everybody bring school supplies. We're going to take them to one of the, less fortunate schools in our area. I just wanted to rock the world, seemed like. Rock the world. But when I'm rocking the world, I was wearing myself out. I was literally burning out. The stress level began to bother me. And, you start to wonder, what am I doing? Should I even be doing this? Am I even giving my best? When you're training, when I was training, I was want to say, am I giving my clients my best? or just giving them everything that I got, what I have left, from literally, working all day. Am I doing that? And I thought about, what? I was like, maybe this ain't for me. Maybe this is not what I'm supposed to be doing. I mean, everything went through my head like that. Crazy for something I love so much, right?
Right.
But
yes.
in that, I can also tell you that my faith was weak.
Mm.
My faith was weak, and my faith being weak and not being, where it needed to be for what it is that I was doing, my body couldn't keep up no matter how hard I tried. My mind couldn't keep up no matter how hard I tried. See, it was my faith that actually brought me back around. When I started to renew my faith, then my mind started to renew. Then my body started to renew. Then everything else started to renew. So when everything was breaking down, my faith was broke down. But everything started building back up once I started building back up my faith. That was my struggle. My struggle was almost walking away from my business. Right. And as far as successes on the journey, being able to overcome those struggles, I consider that a success. Helping, I have at least 3 people that I helped lose over 100 pounds, naturally. That's a success. To be able to hold a family and fitness fest in my city that addresses childhood obesity. You bring it to minority area to let them know that, hey, there's things that we can do to have healthy lifestyles. Here's the things that we can do to alternative to going to the gym. Let's get our kids involved in dance. Let's get them involved in soccer. Let's get them involved in karate. Make sure they're moving. These are the foods that we can eat. So being able to educate my community and be taken seriously, I consider that a success. So, I'm still building them every day or gathering them up every day as far as successes. But the struggle, if I would have given in, it would have forfeited all that stuff that came after and before. It would have forfeited all that. Just the thought of walking away from this would have forfeited all that impact that I could have had on the world.
Mm-hmm. That kind of brings me to, on social media, there's always like these random memes and all this other stuff. But, I guess it's probably more so geared towards, keep going, because it's a guy on the left and he's like picking away, I'll just say like at the rock or whatnot. And then it's like shows he kind of walks away from it. Then on the right side, there's another guy who's like super close, picking away. And, just on the other side, I think it's like, showing money or something like that. But, when things get hard, it's easy to quit. It's easy to give up, but when you decide to continue and kind of pull yourself out of that rut or, the difficult mindset or listening to people who really aren't in your circle,
You're right, yes.
It definitely takes a lot to continue and to keep going. I shared my struggles in a couple videos that I've posted already, just with mindset and just dealing, with the mental side of life per se. So, that's really good. And you saying the whole thing about faith. Yes, I had to revisit my faith within the past few years. So, I'm trying to work on my faith a lot more, and just kind of do it in my way, in my terms. And,
absolutely.
It's definitely been working. So, like, for me, I have the Bible app. So, I try to stay diligent and get on that. I had a conversation with one of my friends. This was like last year. And, how that app, it shows like your streaks, like how you're doing and all that good stuff. And, I was just super busy, getting no excuse, and it even gave me a reminder. So I should have like stopped what I was doing, and went in it. So long story short, I lost my streak. I was pissed. Like, I was really mad about that. So I was talking to him about it. He was like, Corey, it's not like a competition. Like, it's just something you just got to work at. He was like, that's the competitor you. I was like, well, you might be right, but like, I was getting after it. I was like, yeah. Then, so needless to say, I was really pissed about it. So, I don't know. Yeah, I guess it is the competitive side of me, but it's just more or less about holding that commitment, that I started. Like, all right, this is how I'm gonna, work into getting my faith. So I want to stay the course, but
Yep, I feel you.
like you said, life happens sometimes, but gotta refocus and get back to it.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah. So, with your boot camps and the virtual training, in person, what do you see, down the road? Like, what's to come in your journey? What's next? What do you think?
Let's see. Honestly, I want to expand the virtual training piece. I want to be able to reach more people. I do. I also want to see if I can create. Well, no, I know what I want to do. I want to create a nonprofit, and I want to create a nonprofit that is dedicated to transforming the lives of those with secondary diseases who also fight obesity. So if you're obese and you have diabetes, if you're obese and you have high blood pressure, if you're obese and you have congestive heart failure, I want to create a nonprofit organization that will be able to target individuals in that particular population to help them increase, what I would say, of course, their lifespan, but just improve their lifestyle, to help individuals not only drop weight, but just be healthy, to decrease the amount of medication that they're on, to be able to find ways to fight the condition that they're with. If you have high blood pressure, and we can drop your weight and implement you on a great nutrition plan, maybe, of course, get you particular therapies in place to help you because you might have a weight issue in accordance to what you're dealing with emotionally or mentally. I want to help those individuals become a better version of themselves by addressing every dimension possible that could actually be a connection to why they're going through the negative things that they're going through. So yeah, that'll be the physical, that would be the emotional, that would be the the mental aspect, and the spiritual aspect as well. I want to throw that part in there. So imagine a person with diabetes that's overweight or obese. I want to put programs in place for them where they can actually be able to train and be empowered and have a support group and be fed spiritually to help them overcome that issue in their life. In that nonprofit, I want to be able to not only reach individuals who are old in the older population, or should I say older adults. I want to be able to reach kids because childhood obesity now being so prevalent, an epidemic, kids are developing secondary diseases early. You have childhood diabetes and high blood pressure that is on the rise. So yes, I want a nonprofit that can help improve the lives of these individuals that are suffering, and help through education and help through support. I know there are other things out there that can be done besides a surgery or someone just being complacent and content with taking a pill. I want to be that other something that they have. I want to be that option. I want to be that one that they can turn to, or that nonprofit organization that they can turn to help turn their life around. Yeah, I want to be the person that cares. I want to be the person that finds out the why behind what they're going. Yeah. That's what I want to be. Yeah, that's what I want to be. So as far as what's to come.
And I definitely hear the passion in your voice as you're talking about the nonprofit. So, I definitely believe in you, and I know you will be able to get it going for sure.
I'm going to try my best. best.
On that, if you need help, let me know. Like I said, I'm always down to help people and, be of service any way I can. So for sure, hit me up.
Absolutely. We will talk.
Yes, for sure. Because I'm, I don't know, I just kind of lit up over here when you said nonprofit.
Oh, did you?
Yes, because I kind of have that same drive and passion. I actually have a phone call tomorrow, to button up some details of the nonprofit that I had in my brain maybe like a couple years ago. So it's finally moving in the right direction.
Okay.
So yeah, we can definitely connect and get it together. So
yeah, that's
pretty dope.
Absolutely. Let's link up.
Yes. But before we get out of here, I just want to know, where can people find you? Where can my guests find you? Like, what social media are you on? How do you get the word out?
I say, of course, Facebook. It's Elite Training and Fitness on Facebook, and on Instagram, it's elite_ish. So that's ELITE_ISH1. And you can reach me through there, or you can go through my personal page on Facebook, which is Crystal White. I take nothing informal. Kind of the more individuals that contact me directly, the better. I'm a pretty open person, so that goes with me building a relationship with individuals. Yeah, I'm always my business.
Nothing like a woman about her business. But Crystal, thank you so much for joining me on my podcast today, and we will definitely have to get together and work on our future goals.
Absolutely. Yeah, let's get some things moving.
Yes, awesome. Thank you.
Awesome, thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, guys, isn't Crystal amazing? Well, she just makes you feel like you can conquer anything. But thanks for listening. But until next time, keep creating. Bye.